Avengers Infinity War is a very hard film to review. Because Thanos demanded my silence, I have to keep spoilers on the back burner for a later date, but rest assured that this film is one of my new favorite films of the MCU. No, that isn't to say that this is the best, not even close, but what this film really is that this is an event film, almost like its inspiration in the Infinity Gauntlet storyline. I say this because the character development for the heroes is almost entirely missing in the service of getting this war going. Some might be put off by the lack of character development for the heroes, but in this film's defense, the original story had to balance so many characters that they had to sidestep entire character motivations and plots just to bring on the event, and that is the genius of Infinity War. The simple fact that the film knows what people want the most out of the film and gets to it quickly is the film's golden strength. In terms of standability, this film is definitely better than Avengers Age of Ultron, but it isn't as narratively cohesive as the first Avengers film. Getting to the positives of the film, as I said before, the film wastes no time getting to the action, but this can also be a negative. Because there is so much action, some might find the film tiresome and bloated. This isn't a terrible piece of criticism. There are some standout moments in the film that I can't really discuss. The battle sequences are fun and energetic. The power of the stones are well utilized and display some crazy creativity. The CG is some of the best I have seen, save for a few shots. The music is some of the franchise's best. The writing for the characters in terms of interactions feels like the pairings are the best put together. And the ending of the film left me with a feeling I have been wanting for a while now, and that is anticipation and anxiety. The film ended in such a way that I am excited to see where the fourth Avengers takes us. The payoffs in this film have weight, and the deaths feel solid for the most part. In terms of best characters, Ebony Maw, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Star-Lord, Thor, Rocket Raccoon, Groot, and Doctor Strange give some of the best performances in the film. Spider-Man, to me at least, gives one of the best final lines in the film, and actually made me cry for the most part. But the biggest compliment I can give the film is the film has a great central villain. The film takes its time developing Thanos, his motivations and emotional state throughout the entirety of the film that it truly feels fleshed out, even if his motivation can seem cliched at sometimes. He is also one of the most daunting villains ever in the MCU. From the first second we see him, we can feel his weight in the story, how menacing and threatening he could be, and the actions that he takes are nightmarish at times. The audience reaction is also something that is great about the film. I was in a crowd of hundreds, and the reactions were some of the best I've seen. As the opening logo hit, a wave of excitement exploded as they clapped and cheered. There were great reactions, cheers and gasps alike. The film had some of the best reactions. This is also in a stark contrast to how the film ends, and the audience, as well as myself, were so shocked that there were no applauses. Just a morose undertone as the audience members cried. But then we get to the negatives, and some of these aren't really negatives, but just things to point out. The ending of the film is probably going to be the most controversial. Because the way that the film ends, it could feel like it was a rushed resolution with no definitive ending, which I think is also great because originally this was supposed to be a part 1, part 2 situation, and the ending kinda does feel like it is a capstone for this particular movie. This, again, didn't really affect me much, but I just wanted to say that this is something to look out for. The story is a bit fractured between storylines, and at times it can feel a bit uneven as the amount of time given to certain sections. In terms of the story, it doesn't have any emotional hooks or narrative through lines. It lacks a spine, but that is the thing, it didn't need to have that. This is a film that is just about payoffs and setups, and for that, I like it. To conclude the Marvel March Madness section that I did last month, Spider-Man Homecoming loses against Infinity War. Sorry. In conclusion, Avengers Infinity War may not be the most thematically deep or the best paced, but it succeeds in being an experience that is advanced by not knowing jack shit about what happens inside of it. Take my word for it and go out to see the best start to the summer blockbuster season yet. I give Avengers Infinity War a B.